Welcome to the Vauxhall Astra, also known as the Opel or Holden Astra, depending on where in the world you are. This is the 6th generation Astra that was released in 2009 and sold through till 2015. When this car came out, I think Vauxhall were essentially aiming it slightly further up the market. The traditional thing for journalists to do is to compare it to the Volkswagen Golf, and I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to mention the Golf in this review, so I'm sorry if you were expecting that. The Astra has definitely been aimed at a higher class, yet still being quite affordable to both buy and run. Starting out with this interior inside this car, it does feel quite classy. I like the touches of silver and the fairly solid feeling dash. This car's done 80,000 miles and it's actually creak and rattle free. I can't hear anything. It's holding up really well. It's quite a relaxing car to drive. Compared to the Astra K, which came out after it, I would say that this car's actually quieter on the move. It's more refined in terms of road noise. It feels like it's set up to be a car you could cover distance in, as well as obviously being good round town and stuff, because in terms of driving, steering is nice and light, the visibility is good, the clutch seems quite stiff actually. That caught me by surprise. Your left leg has to have a little bit of a workout as you're driving it. It's a very smooth and comfortable car. It's soaking up these bumps, these horrible speed bumps, really well. Something that adds to the relaxing nature of this particular model is the fact that it's got the 1.4 litre petrol engine, just 98 brake horsepower. It's really an engine suited better to the Corsa. Now in this car, you're talking 0 to 60 in like 13 seconds, so you just kind of just let the world go by, you know. He can go off and do his thing. Now obviously there were loads of other engines available in this car. The diesel engines are quite well suited. There were 6 different petrol engines in the UK and 9 flavours of diesel engine. The range topper, if you exclude the Astra GTC, is the 2 litre bi-turbo diesel with 192 horsepower and a 0 to 60 time of 7.8 seconds. You could get the Astra with a 5 or 6 speed manual gearbox. Now this has a 5 speed because it's only the lowly engine, and you could also get it with a 6 speed automatic as well. Turning circle. It's alright, round a little mini roundabout. So how did I know that Vauxhall were aiming this car at a sort of higher class? You only have to look at this advert. They had loads of classy sort of posh people getting in the Astra, and then they had the Astra arriving at some fancy venue, and then it turned out that the people were all waiting there for the car, not the people getting out of it. By 2012, they'd added a whole host of different bits of tech. By the end of its life, the list of things that you could get on this car are massive. It's way more sort of futuristic than you'd expect. I'm just going to pull in here and tell you what you could get on the Astra because it's crazy. Bi-xenon adaptive lighting with dynamic curve lighting, so when you're going around corners the lights basically follow the corner around. Lane departure warning, adaptive cruise control, automatic collision detection, as well as high beam assist, so it'll put the high beams on when there's no one coming, and then when it sees someone coming it'll take them off again, as well as blind spot detection and the typical Vauxhall luxury that even the Corsa had, which is the heated steering wheel. Now this car does pretty much have none of those things, and if anyone's got an Astra with any of that stuff on it, let me know how it is for you. The later Astra after this one got European Car of the Year in 2015. This car didn't do too badly actually. Back in 2009 it got 3rd place. It still was a fairly highly regarded car when it came out and was seen to be moving the game on a bit. These seats are comfortable. I can feel lots of padding in them, and they've got decent bolstering. There's not much lateral movement for me, even me. I remember in 2008 when the Vauxhall Insignia came out, and I just remember thinking that car looks really, really good. They were designing the Astra based on the looks of the Insignia. I think that the Astra, it doesn't look quite as striking as the Insignia. It's not quite as interesting, and what they did manage to achieve with the design was just to create something that's really modern and simple, essentially quite anonymous. It's definitely not a bad looking car, but it's just not a head turner. It's just like a nice, neat design that's stood the test of time.
Hey, if you're enjoying this video, don't forget that like button.
The lighting in the cabin, it's very red. Everything's red, so you've got a red screen in between the dials in front of you with red needles, and then you've got this screen here which is red. This interior is nice. The only thing I'm not such a fan of, all these buttons here, maybe you'll get used to them over time. Then again, we all like complaining nowadays that they've got rid of buttons on cars, so which one is it? I think the main issue with this car, probably the thing that I thought about it going into this review, is the weight. The weight of this car, the Astra, J. This car weighs over 1.5 tons, so it's a heavy car. As I've mentioned in so many of my reviews, that weight makes such a huge difference to so many things, including performance and handling and economy. And what it does do is give this car a feeling of sort of solidity, and it feels like it's well planted when it's like on the motorway and stuff. It's not going to get blown around by the wind or anything. We've got a good twisty road coming up now, so it's time to see what the Astra's like. It's all right. Actually, given the weight of the car, you can't feel it too much. It doesn't feel like it's particularly rolling over or anything. The steering's sharp enough. No complaints, really. I'm sure you could have fun with this. Obviously, it's just not got that light-footedness of the later Astra. I'll show you around the cabin quickly. It's pretty well thought out now. I've never seen one up here yet, and that's a sunglasses holder. Just up on the top there, they're normally up here. So, cup holders. There's one here in the centre which does not fit this at all, the fat bottom bottle. So, the first car in a while that's fully failed the does the fat bottom bottle fit. Now, it has got this thing next to it, which kind of works as a cup holder. So, you can use that. Door pockets do fit the fat bottom bottle fine, so that's good. You've got a cubby hole storagey thing underneath the centre console which can fit your phone quite easily. Got storage area here as well in the centre console. Signs of wear and tear after 80,000 miles. This plastic has cracked around the gear stick completely all the way through. It's kind of strange. And then it's all wearing off by the window switches here. It's that point of the review where we find out what it's like in the back seats, and for that I'm going to hand over to backseat JJ. I think I'm just going to go and get some lunch or something. Pretty hungry. See ya. Enjoy your lunch. Right, back here then. It's good. Loads of headroom, leg room, set for JJ in front at 6 foot. I can sit behind him. Lots of room for, you know, as a family car. I think this SRI model, I've got tinted glass here, which is nice. When was the last time you saw these? Manual winders for the rear. Now there's electric up front, but that's hard work, that. 12-volt socket built into the rear of the armrest, that's really good actually. In this model there's no armrest down the middle. Door pocket here and some pockets on the back of the seats. In the boot, which is pretty decent size, you can pull out the load cover at the bottom and put it on different layers. So you can have a flat load lip, or you can have more space. While he's gone, if you've got one of these Astras, just literally any version of the Astra J, just comment down below, because I kind of want to know what you think about the car, whether you sort of agree with what JJ and I have said. Back, yeah. Oh, thanks. I'm sure you've told them some good stuff, so cheers. Based on this Astra, there's the Astra GTC, which actually is a really great looking car. It's basically the sort of sporty version of this, and there was some more performance oriented engines in that car, like the VXR 280 brake horsepower. So also available body styles. There was the estate version, which obviously had the much bigger rear loading space, and in other parts of the world, but not the UK, because in the UK we don't like small saloon cars, you could get a small saloon version of the Astra as well. This is actually the sort of car I like reviewing because it's one of the cars of the 2010s. You know, it's like this is what was everywhere on the roads from 2009 onwards. It's an everyman car. It's a family car. It's a businessman's car. It's a car to a lot of people to do a lot of things. It's always nice to just experience one. Back when this car came out, they tested it on the Euro NCAP crash safety testing. It did well. It got 5 stars, which was the maximum you could get. It's got 6 airbags all around it. You should feel happy to be driving your family around it. Don't get me wrong, the Astra K is a good car, but they took a step back from this car in some ways because, for example, the cost cutting that seemed to happen where they got rid of the thing that tells you when the washer fluid runs out. Now this car is present and correct, it'll tell you. Also the glove box in this car, there's a light in there. There isn't one in the Astra K, they got rid of that. I'm sure there's other things as well that they skimped on for the later version. So that's the Vauxhall Astra J, a refined, decent looking, comfortable car that'll kind of do everything you need it to do. So certainly worth a look in if you're looking at cars of this era. If you want to see the review of the later version of the Astra, the K, then click up here, and I owned that car for a while, so it's a good solid in-depth review. Yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.